Well, good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Thank you for being here. More people are reacting tonight to the racist comments made by the wife of Spokane County Prosecuting Attorney Lesley Haskell. The Inlander reported just last Thursday that Lesley Haskell had used the N-word on a social media website.
Haskell has since apologized for his wife's comments and tried to distance himself from the controversy. KREM 2's Ian Smay spoke with a prominent local defense attorney about the situation. He joins us live in the newsroom tonight with more on that. Ian?
Lesley Haskell, wife of Spokane County Prosecutor Lesley Haskell, made the comments on Gab, a social media website commonly used by the far right. Among her posts, she called MSNBC host Joy Reid the N-word. Reactions have poured in from the community about the revelations, and a prominent local defense attorney is weighing in. The Inlander reported last week on social media comments made by the wife of Spokane County Prosecuting Attorney Lesley Haskell. Posts that Lesley Haskell made on Gab, a social media platform that prides itself on free speech, included calling MSNBC host Joy Reid the N-word. Lesley typed out the full word in the post. Defense attorney Bevan Maxey said his heart was broken when he heard the news.
I was out of town when the news broke, and I got to say, I comment on that with a heavy heart because I've known Mr. Haskell for a long time, and I want to say that he's always been decent with me and very professional. But I think, unfortunately, the position is much more than the individual.
Maxey is the son of Carl Maxey, Spokane's first black attorney. He represents people facing charges brought forth by Haskell's office. Some people on social media have brought up concerns about Haskell's role in light of his wife's comments. Maxey said he understands why people are concerned.
Well, I think certainly that's a natural tendency. People are going to want to look to see, is there some connection, based upon the comments and what's really been implemented. And, I'm not sure that anyone's going to find something specifically in that regard. I do know that Mr. Haskell tries to be professional.
Curtis Robinson is the executive director of I Did the Time, a movement working to end mass incarceration. He is also the vice president of the Spokane chapter of the NAACP. He sent KREM a statement today reading in part, "I am and have been deeply concerned about the issues concerning our local prosecutor, the disparities occurring in our criminal justice system for people of color under his tenure, as well as the outwardly racist behavior surrounding his spouse." As for Haskell's future, Maxey said he wouldn't be surprised if the prosecutor has a challenger this November.
I have a feeling there may be a number of people running in this next election.
Haskell has released a statement in response to his wife's comments. It reads in part, "I want to strongly reassure everyone that what was expressed in the Inlander as my wife's comments are not my views nor the views of the prosecutor's office, nor should they ever be. No amount of republishing other social media posts will make that so. I have never and will never use such language. I apologize for the language and content as contained in the article." Haskell also said in his statement he doesn't tolerate racial bias or discrimination. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. Following up now on some breaking news we brought you at 5 o'clock. An apartment fire in North Spokane sent one man to the hospital with unknown injuries. The fire started on the first floor in that apartment right there off North Maple Street and Fairview Avenue. The fire department says it appears someone turned on a cooking stove and didn't realize there were also groceries on top of it. Maple Street was temporarily blocked but has since reopened. Well, let's talk weather now. We woke up to some cold temperatures and about at least an inch of snow at my house.
Yeah, just enough. We want to head over now to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry. A lot of people asking, is there more snow that we should expect maybe tomorrow morning?
Yeah, not tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, could see some snow or snow mixing with rain. We're certainly going to warm up things a bit. Gosh, it's been cold the past 72 hours. 26 degrees right now. That's the current temperature in Spokane. Doppler radar and the satellite imagery. No activity in the form of precipitation, and you can see the cloud cover also lessening as well. We'll look for low clouds tonight with an overnight low of 28. Finally, we get above freezing tomorrow, 37 the high. Right now, the computer modeling shows that the snow should develop around 3 p.m. and down in the lower Columbia Basin, it'll just be plain old rain. And you can see as our high gets above freezing, we could change over to rain as well. For the weekend, it's dry. May hit 40 on Sunday. I'll check your 10-day outlook coming up in a few minutes.
Looking forward to that, Tom. Thank you very much. Well, it's an issue impacting cities across the nation, including Spokane. Homelessness encampments have popped up under overpasses and alongside highways. Now, Governor Jay Inslee is pushing for an initiative to get people away from the highways and get them the help they need. KREM 2's Cody Proctor has more now from the governor and his newest proposal. Cody?
Well, Mark and Whitney, the state estimates more than 1,700 camps sit alongside the interstates and highways in Washington state alone. Part of the governor's response to homelessness is Senate Bill 5662 to try and get people out of these homeless camps along these roadways and into permanent housing. The governor proposed $815 million to help in addition to this bill. Part of that proposed funding is expected to be used for new housing investments, particularly for rapid housing. Housing that can be built in months rather than years. One example of rapid housing, according to the governor, includes building tiny homes. The governor was joined by city leaders from Seattle, Tacoma, and Spokane, including council member Betsy Wilkerson.
I'm excited because it allows us to be flexible, it allows us to be nimble, it allows us to be responsive and unique to meet the needs in our own communities.
The governor's proposed funding would also be used for crisis resources, specialized landlord support for tenants with behavioral health needs, and medical respite funding. Now, at this time, Senate Bill 5662 has been referred to the Senate Ways and Means Committee. In the newsroom, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. Spokane teachers are stretched thin for the past month now. The district has dealt with numerous staffing shortages, all because of COVID.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley went to Stevens Elementary today to see how staff there are covering for these teacher absences.
Every morning at Stevens Elementary, school administrators frantically strategize where to move teachers and students. And that's because of staffing shortages brought on by COVID. I got to see just how they make it work every day.
Morning, guys.
Spokane teachers are finally able to shift away from the dreaded virtual learning.
You should have those spelling words out, friend.
But now they have something new to dread. This yellow notepad.
But teachers are definitely afraid of this thing.
Yeah, you see it and you run the other way.
It's a list of teachers whose schedules or classrooms must change for the day in order to cover for absent teachers. Like schools across the Spokane district, Stevens Elementary is experiencing a significant number of teacher absences due to COVID-19.
There are days, especially in the past few weeks, that have been pretty hectic and pretty just, us kind of with our hair on fire, not knowing exactly what we're going to do to secure coverage in classrooms.
Principal Adrian Espindola says at its peak, Stevens Elementary had 20 staff members out due to COVID.
And this is right smack dab in the middle of January. And that trend kind of held for the next couple of weeks.
As absences persist, administrators gather around this whiteboard each morning to figure out how to fill the gaps.
We end up listing all the teachers' names and then who can provide coverage underneath. And if we're splitting up classrooms, we're kind of doing the same thing.
That plan ends up on the dreaded yellow notepad.
They're definitely like, uh-oh, well, I've lost some work time today. I've lost some planning and some prep time.
Please grab out your spelling words right now.
Some days, teachers are put on a rotating schedule to cover a classroom for 30 minutes to an hour block.
We hate to kind of do that just because it means that there are, sometimes 8 to 9 adults in front of one group of kids.
Or students get moved to a different class.
A couple weeks ago, I had a week where I had 5 different third graders from different classes in my room with me while their teachers were out.
4th grade teacher Casey Fincher says the lack of teachers has been overwhelming at times, especially when it means no breaks or prep time.
There was a couple of weeks where we weren't getting preps at all. And so instead of having that time to prepare our own classrooms and get ready for our own kids and learning, we had to do that outside of contract hours.
When they can, administrators do try to give that time back by taking multiple classes outside for a half an hour. Spokane Public Schools says it is starting to see a slight decrease in the number of teacher absences. It hopes that that trend continues. Reporting from Stevens Elementary, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
COVID-19 safety protocols have been put in place ahead of 4 high school rivalry basketball games that are set to take place at the Spokane Arena during the week of February 7th. The games were originally set to take place back in January, but they were rescheduled due to COVID. 3 of the 4 schools will require attendees over the age of 12 to show proof of full vaccination against COVID or a negative FDA-approved PCR test taken within 72 hours of the event, so rapid at-home COVID tests will not be accepted. Also, all 4 schools will require attendees over the age of 5 to wear face coverings.
Well, the federal government is sending states N95 masks so that pharmacies can hand them out for free. KREM 2 did reach out to multiple local pharmacies today just to find out where you can get yours. And here's what we found. Albertsons is offering those masks at the pharmacy windows. Also, some Safeway and Rite Aid stores still have masks in stock, but you actually should call ahead and check your specific location before you go. Walmart is handing those masks out at the front entrances. Fred Meyer and CVS pharmacies say they are still waiting for their masks to arrive, but they do expect those shipments soon.
Still ahead tonight, hospitals nationwide no longer required to report the number of coronavirus deaths. So how will this impact the CDC, who tracks that information? Coming up after the break, we verify.